We fill the streetcar up with explosives. We get it going real fast. Ram it through the front door. Boom!
I know I can't talk you out of this explosive trolley thing. But running folks over? You don't want that, man.
Run them over, man. They'll move if they want to.
That's where they got her.
Militia's been parading around cages full of cops. These guys used to fight against them.
Sure packing a lot of heat just to humiliate the police.
It'll be worth it. The cops in those cages are just a fraction of who they got back at the plantation. Bust those boys out, you're gonna have a hard time holding them back.
Things got tough. Big simple fellas Arab and best. Leaving themselves, even as dead, I know. You love the Marines.
Let's go!
Head for that carriage house out back. I think that's where they got her.
Hold on. I'm coming.
Goodbye, Cole.
cut the crap. You're gonna take me to Wolf. Now.
Wait. If I were you, I'd be more worried about my head.
it's Sony on Infamous 2, and here today to show you a little sneak peek of some content from the electrifying sequel to Infamous, Infamous 2. So right here we have Cole in a new section of Numere that we haven't shown before. The swamps of Numere gives it a very different look and feel to the city, but still very much Infamous 2. Still kind of Cole being amped up to all new levels from where he was before via, his new melee weapon, the amp, will just kind of brings his melee to a whole new level. To every one of his powers kind of having a new, some new oomph to it. Whole entire city is much more interactive and destructive. Just a lot more going on in Numere and in Infamous 2 that we're happy to show off to you guys here today. So behind me, Michael's destroying a tower. Kind of see it kind of go up in flames, crumbling down around him. Just taking advantage of all of Cole's power. So, story of Infamous 2, Cole kind of has to confront his arch nemesis, the Beast, which was teased at the end of Infamous 1, and loses the fight, and that brings him to Numere, and searching for ways to kind of build up his powers like never before in order to be able to take on this Beast as the game goes on. So this is one of Cole's new powers, the Kinetic Pulse. Lets him pick up anything from a traffic cone to a car, throw it at enemies at very high speeds, just really nice, destructive, kind of, again, very different from the first game. Really kind of shows off what we can do with Infamous 2. And as Cole's making his way through the city, taking out enemies a variety of different ways, amp, powers, whatnot. Again, just showing off very different looks for things. And Cole will be taking on a brand new enemy, the Ravager, which is part one of the Corrupted, which are these swamp creatures. They first showed up in the E3 demo, or E3 mission, where you saw these kind of very non-human looking creatures. This is a larger, kind of more dangerous one. Has a variety of attacks, kind of has a bull rush, which can knock cars, people, or Cole out of the way. Kind of a long distance spore attack, and can tunnel in and underneath the ground, either get closer or farther away from Cole, whatever makes the most sense for him. Same time, he's not really fond of getting hit by cars. So the Kinetic Pulse really comes in handy for taking him out and doing the maximum amount of damage to him. Meanwhile, this is going on. There's all these pedestrians, civilians trying to escape the fight. Cole's got to do what he can to try to avoid hitting them. I mean, he can, but if he decides he wants to hit them, so be it. And, yeah, Cole just kind of cuts loose on him. Variety of Kinetic Pulse, objects being thrown at him, to attacks, to nearly getting defeated by our friend the Ravager. But I think in the end, Cole will come through. Probably worth cutting loose on. There we go. Kind of just cutting loose to finish the job. Again, showing off how Cole's powers have all been kind of cranked up to the next level in comparison to how it was in the first game. And that's Infamous 2.